Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. In my previous videos, I was talking about the factors and cofactors that govern the very human existence from the male and female point of view, so-called sexual interaction or sexual intercourse as per medical terminology. Now, after having understood about all of these aspects, it definitely touches upon the very aspects of Bindukala, Nada Bindukala, one which one needs to understand. And I was talking about the lower notes from lower, medium, higher, lower, higher, medium, higher, lower, lower, and the highest level, and the peak levels respectively. And the 12 swaras that are existing: Ekaswara, Viswara, Triswara, Chaturaswara, Panchamaswara, Shashtamaswara, Saptamaswara, Ashtamaswara, Navamaswara, Dwadasha, Dashamaswara, Ekadashamaswara, Dwadashamaswara. Now, if we really look at all of this, wherein I'm talking about the Swarasthanas and all, if we really see, it touches upon the very aspect of Raga, Dvesha, Mada, Mascharya aspects of human existence from the very point of psyche, psychology, psychiatry, psychometry, and psychotic point of view. Now, and most importantly, it talks about the Arohana and the Avarohana aspect, which incidentally touches upon the inhaling and the exhaling of the very aspect of breathe or breath that happens. And one needs to understand as to why in the music system, if you really see, these sounds are coming. U, I, O, Om, Aha, Yam, Vam, Ram, Lam, Gum, Kham, Kham, Gum, Gham, Nam, Nam, Tham, Tha, Na, Ana, Ya, Syaha, Ta, Ta, strong Tha, Dha, Dha, Ni, Ni, Ana, Anna, Ana. Now, Anthi, the word that ends with Anthi, A plus Nakara plus Thakara plus Ikara has a very special note here. And that word ending with Ta and word ending with Ha and Anthu. Now, these words, which are incidentally existing and coexisting, and these sounds do exist in the multiverse at the highest level, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand. And these are the aspects that touches upon the para pashyanti vaikhari rupa of the Lalita Sahasranama. Now, this is where one needs to understand about the very aspect of Lalita Sahasranama's Antarmukha Samaradya Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. And in my previous videos, I was talking, right? I was talking about understanding about the beauty of the human existence, or beauty at its exact core level or exact meaning. Sensual beauty, sensitive beauty, the highest level of sensual beauty, inner sensual beauty, external sensual beauty, and the ultimate sensual beauty. Now, why am I categorizing all of this beauty is this beauty aspect is the one that really plays a key role. To start with, नास्ति सत्यात् परं तपः, सत्यं स्वर्गस्य साधनम्, सत्यं धारयते लोकाः, सत्यदेवो वर्षयेति, स्वतः परतो वा भयोत्पत्ति इति अवतारः, अनर्थः, sorry, it's not अवतारः, it's अनर्थः, तयोः अर्थो नवा इति, अर्थो नर्थः इति, अनर्थः अर्थः इति संशयः, स्वतः परतो वा भयोत्पत्ति इति अनर्थः, तयोः अर्थ नवा इति, अर्थो नर्थः इति. Now, what am I doing by pronouncing or enunciating? नास्ति सत्योत्परं तपः, सत्यं स्वर्गस्य साधनं, सत्यं धारयते लोकाः, सत्यादेवो वर्षयेति, स्वतः परतो वा भयोत्पत्ति इति अनर्थः, तयोः अर्थो नवा इति, अर्थो नर्थः इति, अर्थः इति, समस्यः, स्वतः परतो वा भयोत्पत्ति इति अनर्थः, तयोः अर्थ नवा इति, अर्थो नर्थः इति. What am I doing? I am stressing on the tha sound. And those sounds, akara, akara, ukara, 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 in cross reference to those matrikanyasas that are existing in the Akshamala or the Aksharas of the Mother Goddess. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. This is the very system of the classical music. And this is reason why when a pregnant lady hears to all of these sounds, those positive vibrations come. Now, am, im, nam, are to name a few strong words or the strong matrikas that really affect our body from the viewpoint of very existence of the universe existence. That is where Akhila Anda Koti Brahma Anda Naika or Nayaka. We need to understand from the etymological. Akhila, a, khakara, ikara, lakara, akara. Anda, dakara there, nakara also is coming. Koti, o, ukara, takara, ikara. Brahma, bhakara, strong bha there. Rakara, makara again, akara. Brahmanda, naika, nakara, akara, yakara, akara, kakara there. Naika, nayaka, yaka, yakara. All these are very much, the key aspects that affect. Now, one needs to understand here is where the introduction of the very aspect of the music system comes, which starts from Shadjamam, Rishabham, Gandharam, Madhyamam, Panchamam, Daivatam, and Nishadam. And these sounds travel through the Shat chakras. Those are Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya chakra, and Sahasra. As I was talking, right? Ekaswara, Dviswara, Triswara, Chaturaswara, Panchamaswara, Sashtamaswara, Saptamaswara, Ashtamaswara, Navamaswara, Dashamaswara, Ekadashamaswara, Dwadashamaswara. These give rise to the gunas at the emotional level, at a highest level, which are like Gruna, Shanka, Bhayanaka, Shanta, Lajja, happiness, disgustness, Sattva, Rajo, Tamoguna at a highest level, ladies and gentlemen. And the surprising aspect, or that, astonishing. So, these are the very few things. So, now, how do these actually work upon the body? Or what is that chronology, or the what is that system from the sthayi and asthayi point of view? Sthayi bhavas being the primary, Vivichari and Sanchari being the transitory, Satvika being the temperamental. Now, does this stop over here? These bhavas which are coming out, these emotions at a psyche level, it gives rise to the anubhava. Though the reference, though one needs to really refer to the rasas that are existing, which are rati or shringara bhava, shoka and karuna, krodha and rautra, utsaha, vira, bhaya, bhayanaka, jugupsa, vibhasa, vishmaya, adbhuta, shanta. Shanta and Shanti being two stages again. That's a final stage. That's the ultimate stage where it gets to Sat Chit Ananda Rupa of the very existence of the human existence. Again, we need to understand the very understanding about the happiness, or what you call that smile that you give. We need to understand this human existence, which is nothing but that laughing aspect, asya, asya aspect, which are smita, hasita, upahasita, apahasita, atihasita, which I will be explaining. These are the one of the factors and the cofactors that govern the human existence by and large. Though this is as per Natya Shastra. Natya Brahma or Natya Sutradhara was explaining the same. And where does this go again? This goes to Parapashyanti Vaikari Rupa of the human existence or that Prakriti. Prakriti being the very important factor for anything and everything, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the reason why I say sexual intercourse or that sexual act is a divine act again. It's like, Anu and Parmanu coming together. And this is where the music, that sensual understanding or the, understanding about the music system is very much necessary for one and all. And how you are doing it at Dartha and Anudartha level, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. So, Dartha and Anudartha, or that stressing and annotating those sounds at a right point is what is important, where you enunciate and pronunciate. So using the stages like lower, medium, high, high, low, lower, high, medium, high, and peak. The stressing pattern or annotating the musical notes is the key for developing the psyche, psychology, psychosis, psychiatry, and psychometry and psychotic level of the human existence. This is one which one needs to understand, though this leads to the highest consciousness level. Thus, here is what Bindu Kala aspect comes into picture. What is this Bindu Kala? Bindu is nothing but that which you meditate upon. Mananatrayate iti mantraha. What is that one mantra that you are doing? This Purusha does. This Purusha is meditating upon that aspect of Makara Bija that is ever existing in the universe. And that is the reason why I say this Makara, when you practice or when you meditate upon Makara Bija, no side effects come into picture. Tya, Sya, Iti, Aha, all of these sounds, however, Om Swaha, Om Swaha, Om Swaha, that is done during the yajnas and homas, right? Which one needs to understand. Now, this giving rise of bhavas and anubhavas is all about that communion or those actions and reactions that happen during the during the time of bhavas and anubhavas developing. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. This is the very important point which one needs to understand. And this refers, and this is the primordial force for the creation. Understand that universal force or that universal truth. And this is the union of consciousness and that energy, which is nothing but Shiva and Shakti, Shakti and Shiva, vice versa, and thus building the blocks for the universe. This nada represents that subtle, unmanifested sound. Now, we need to understand nada is nothing but that cosmic sound or the primordial sound. And the subtle frequency again embody the essence of the creation and that pure knowledge bliss, which is nothing but male energy, so called. Now, here is where one needs to understand what really happens. Here, energy gets united to create that universe, which is for which feminine energy is the key factor, and feminine energy is very much important over here. That feminine energy is female or the Prakriti. Now, symbolic representation or whatever it is, that is again a extra activity where, though I can say that it is a crescent with a white drop representing a point below the Sahasrara chakra and above Agnya chakra. Kala. Kala is nothing but that time and creation that refers to the creation of the energy itself. What are those five aspects that govern the human existence, which are nothing but prana, apana, vyana, udana, and sama? This is nothing but the constituents of the nada aspect. And this is what is called manifestation. Now, as I said, I was talking about para pashyanti vaikari rupa, right? Thus, this energy that is manifested, right? The universe from the primordial bindu and nada. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. And now, again, this Nana Shakti is nothing but is from the viewpoint of Bija, Sthula, Sukshma, and Para. It is in the Agnya Chakra, which is nothing but Manasa and mind. That is between the two eyebrows. This Surya, Soma, Anala, Soma being moon, Anala being fire, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Virodhika, Ardindu, Prithvi, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha, Jnana Indriyas, Karma Indriyas. All of these again, really talk about the very aspect of Pitta, Shveta, Nitya, Aruna. And by the way, all of this which I am talking about are there in the very subject of Devi Khatkamala. Anima siddhe, lagima siddhe, mahima siddhe, ishitva siddhe, vashitva siddhe. And this incidentally creates those vibrations using Ida, Pingala, and Shishimala. So this is so complex, ladies and gentlemen. Thus, what one needs to understand is creation implies formlessness and the creation as a whole, as a single entity. Akhila Anda Koti Brahma Anda Naika. Now, key aspect of the very human existence or at the conscious level, at a higher conscious level, if we see, is based on the sensual pleasures, explicit sensual pleasures, internal sensual pleasures, sensitive and deep sensitive sensual pleasures. Now, when whole of the human existence is going through this, It's a direct question to medical fraternity and scientists who are developing the nano and chip technology or the robotics or the medical field who is transforming male to female and female to male. How do you actually like justify this when you are replacing the so-called DNA, RNA, and hormones and chromosomes with artificial chemicals which are existing with the in the body, human body, with the natural chemicals of blood in the form of blood? Don't you think that is a kind of you know disturbance that you are creating with the ecosystem? Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. See, this Prakriti and Purusha aspect, if you really see, they are developed innately in a natural way. That's it. There is nothing like that. Is one important point which one needs to understand. And this is where actually those depressions or whatever it is, or depressions or any kind of disturbance that happens in the human body. Let's say like medical doctors have operated existing male to the female, and that operated body starts taking hormones pertaining to female and trying to really look at living a natural life. That is a kind of disturbance that you have already done to the body there. And the very aspect of the ecosystem has changed there. And let's say like it is replaced with electrons, protons, and neutrons and photons, which happens at a terrestrial level or that intra-terrestrial level or interterrestrial level, ultimate terrestrial level. That's a different system altogether. How do you justify? How can doctors, and it's a direct question to medical doctors or the professional doctors who are replacing or who are operating or who are encouraging that male to female conversion and replacing the hormones or the existing hormonal system or existing chromosome system, existing this. Don't you think that you are disturbing the very whole of the system of the body? Ladies and gentlemen, how far does it justify? I'm not trying to demean. So if one is born with both male and female qualities, that's okay. I don't what you call talk about that. But it is for the one to really understand. How do you understand and how do you try to, how can one really overcome this? That is where actually understanding of the Bindukala Bindukala comes into picture. And this is where that very aspect of sexual intercourse happening at a right spirit happens. When it happens at a right spirit and when it happens with a right thought process, this male and female who are representing Prakriti and Purusha having certain sets of certain set of compositions of hormones, chromosomes, or whatever it is. That's when this Anu and Parmanu will be born with a correct set of thought process. And that's where actually the science of sound or the science of vibrations play the key role. And that is what is called Nada Bindu Kala. Nada aspect touching upon the very aspect of Tartha, Anutartha again. And lower, medium, higher, lower, medium, lower, higher, medium, higher, lower, medium, higher, highest, highest peak, higher peak, and the peak notes. How you enunciate, how you pronounce those words. Let's say like Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Avamahe Kavim Kavinam Mupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvannuti Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhir What am I doing? I'm trying to stress. I'm trying to reprogram and align those hormones or the chromosomes or whatever it is. I'm aligning my thoughts. I'm making sure that my thoughts, which are coming from the Agnya chakra, which are stored, which are coming from the Agnya chakra, goes to that Sahasrara's brain and it does that mapping. And this is the beauty of classical music. And this is the beauty of Vedas. In my next video, I will be explaining the very aspects of what are those sounds or what are those sounds and how do you exactly use. So, thus I conclude this video with a positive note. Before that, just think about whatever that I have spoken. This is existing in the para pashyanti Vaikari Rupa aspect of Lalita. This is the beauty of Lalita. अस्य श्री शुद्ध शक्ति माला महामंत्रस्य उपस्थ इंद्रियादि वरुण आदित्य ऋषिः दैवी गायत्री छंदः सात्विक गत्कार भट्टारिक पीठ स्थित श्रीमत् कामेश्वर अंक निलया which we are talking, what we are talking about Kameshwari and getting down to the point of Ekoham Shivam Aham Brahmasmi. Brahma Satyam Jagat Nitya Brahmaiva Jiva Para. Stay blessed and have a real blissful life. May the Guru's grace be with one. Have a nice day.